So the Spring to Spring event is starting around the world in Pokemon Go. Let's go through the details and some tips and tricks for the event. So the annual Spring to Spring event is going to be running from Tuesday, April 12th at 10 a.m. to Monday, April 18th at 8 p.m. all local times. Wherever you live, that's going to be the time. Bonuses during the event, we're going to have 2 times hatch candy, half hatch distance, 2 times lucky egg duration, and Team Rocket Grunts will have more Shadow Whismers and Shadow Exeggcutes. So the normal grunt and the grass grunt will be more common at Pokestops, giving you these Pokemon. Now there's going to be a limited research day on Saturday, April 16th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's like an event in this event. I'm gonna make a separate video about tips for that event, so stay tuned on April 15th, the day before, for that. And also there's gonna be a Go Battle Day on April 17th from 12 to 11:59 p.m. It's a great Go Battle Day for beginners, and there's gonna be some XP for timed research. I'll be live streaming that event, so come tune in this Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, back to the main event. Wild spawns during the event, we're gonna have Pikachu, Nidoran male, Nidoran female, Jigglypuff, Eevee, Whismer, Bunnery, and Bunnelby, and rare wild spawns will be Chansey and Togetic. 2 kilometer eggs during the event, so if you get a 2 kilometer egg once the event starts, any past 2 kilometer eggs won't hatch these Pokemon. You can hatch Exeggcute, Pichu, Igglybuff, Togepi, Azurill, Klingling, Happiny, Munchlax, and Riolu. Now for the raids for the event. Niantic's been very secretive of what exactly is going in raids. We only know right now that we're gonna have Tapu Bulu, a new legendary, in the 5-star raids, and Mega Pidgeot in the Mega raid. We don't know what the 1-stars or the 3-star raids are, and obviously the event is starting in Australia. It is still gonna take some time to find out the full list. So I'll just leave in the pinned comments below what the full raid list is for the 1-stars and the 3-stars. By the way, any Pichu and their evolutions you get during the event, Togepi and their evolutions you get during the event, Happiny and their evolutions you get during the event, Bunnery and their evolutions you get during the event, and Eevee and their evolutions you get during the event will have Flower Crowns. So there's going to be a lot of Pokemon with Flower Crowns. Don't worry, all Flower Crown Pokemon can evolve during this event. By the way, Shiny Togetic is going to be a new Shiny during this event. You can get in the wild. It's going to have a Flower Crown. Before, the only way to get Shiny Togetic and Shiny Togekiss was actually getting a Shiny Togepi and evolving it, but now you can straight up get Shiny Togetic. Now we have some exclusive research during the event. First of all, the field research tasks. On screen are going to be the tasks that we so far know. First of all, hatch an egg can get you a Pikachu or an Eevee with the Flower Crown. Both can be shiny. And hatch 2 eggs can get you a Buneary. Now, Pokemon Go has told us that there's going to be a task for Chansey. The research is still being done what the task is exactly, but I will leave in the pinned comments below what that task ends up being. My guess would be hatch 3 eggs for a Chansey encounter. Again, Chansey does have a 1 in 64 shiny rate, so check the pinned comments below to find out what the task is if you're looking for Chansey. Also, the Ula Ula Adventure special research story is going to be active during the event. On screen is going to be all the tasks. Pause, check it out, read it. Nothing is really too complicated in here. Make sure you complete this special research, by the way, so you can get access to the end of season special research, because you have to complete all 4 of the island special researches over the season of Alola to get access to that without having to buy it. Finally, there's going to be new stickers, which you can see on screen, which you can get from opening gifts, spinning Pokestops, or buying them in the in-game shop. Okay, let's hop right into the tips and tricks for the event, and I want to start by talking about the eggs. Eggs are actually good during this event. It's the only event every year I actually recommend hatching eggs. First of all, a 2 kilometer egg during this event is only going to take 1 kilometer to hatch on a regular incubator, and I believe it's like 0.88 kilometers on a Suica incubator. On top of that, you can get these Pokemon on screen from the eggs, which is absolutely insane, a great egg pool. Note, every single shiny baby Pokemon, the community thinks there's a 1 in 64 shiny rate. So for example, hatching a shiny Riolu gonna have a 1 in 64 shiny rate. So hatching shiny baby Pokemon is not that uncommon during this event. Note, the Exeggcute is not a baby Pokemon, so this will have a full odds shiny. Honestly, guys, if you've been saving incubators or you have some extra Pokecoins, going after the eggs this event is not gonna be a terrible idea. Now, if you do go for the 2 kilometer eggs, which are the best hatches? First of all, the Igglybuff, which can evolve into the Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff is a pretty good Great League Charmer. Togepi, of course, evolving all the way up into Togekiss. Togekiss is a good Fairy type rate attacker and one of the best Master League Pokemon, and you can even use in the Ultra League. Azurill, which evolves into Azumarill, a good Great League Pokemon. Happiny, evolving all the way into Chansey and Blissey, which are 2 great gym defenders, and Chansey even has play in the Great League, but you're gonna need to invest XL candies and take that Pokemon to level 50 so it can reach a CP cap. We have Munchlax, which Munchlax itself is actually a pretty good Great League Pokemon. It's stronger in the Great League than Snorlax would be, and of course, Snorlax is gonna be a good Ultra League and Master League Pokemon. Finally, of course, the god Riolu, the one you should be going after this event. Lucario is a great fighting type rate attacker in the game, has some play in limited metas like the Sinnoh Cup, and then also Mega Lucario in the future is going to be the best fighting type Mega in the game. Definitely want to make sure you have Lucario ready to go for that. Now, if 2 kilometer eggs aren't your thing, I want you guys to remember that there is still 5 kilometer eggs, as you can see on screen, and the 10 kilometer eggs that you can see on screen as well. Also, all the 7 kilometer egg Pokemon you could get, and the 12 kilometer egg Pokemon you could get. Since we do have hatched egg distance, these are going to be eggs that are going to be easier to hatch, and also 2 times hatch candy will allow you to get more candy for any of these Pokemon. Okay, with eggs out of the way, let's talk about the wild spawns. What are the best ones to get? First of all, we have Nidoran male, which evolves into Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen is a very good Great League and Ultra League Pokemon. Definitely a staple to have on your team. We also have Jigglypuff, as mentioned, evolves into Wigglytuff, a great League Charmer. We have Eevee, which can either evolve into the Umbreon, and run it in the Great or the Ultra League. In the Ultra League, you're going to want 100% IV level 50. Or you can evolve Eevee into Sylveon and run Sylveon in the Ultra League or the Master League. It does less well in the Great League. Sylveon can also be used as a Fairy type raid attacker. We do have Whismur spawning in the wild, which Whismur is a 12 candy to evolve Pokemon, a great one to save up for future double evolve XP hours. We have Bunnery, which evolves into Lopunny, which does have the Mega currently in the game, so a great chance to get a good IV one for that. And we have Bunnelby, which evolves into Diggersby. A Diggersby is a great League Pokemon, but you're gonna need XL candies to get the most power of this Pokemon. I also want to note though, Bunnelby does have a spotlight hour on April 12th from 6 to 7 p.m. local time. It'll be a great chance to get that XL Diggersby for the Great League. We also have Chansey spawning in the wild. Both Chansey and Blissey are great gym defenders, and like mentioned before, Chansey is good in some limited metas like the Love Cup. And finally, Togetic spawning in the wild, which is the new shiny release, and Togetic into Togekiss. As mentioned before, good in the Master League, good in the Ultra League, and good as a Fairy type raid attack. Also, this will be a chance for you to get a Togekiss for the Great League. Now, although Togekiss is not amazing in the Great League, generally if you hatch a Togepi and evolve it into Togekiss, it's too high CP for the Great League. So catching low CP Togetics in the wild will allow you to run them in the Great League and also get PvP IVs for all of your Togekisses. Also, Togetic is not a bad one to catch because that one does give you 300 Stardust every catch. That's going to be a little bit of extra Stardust every single catch. Now, obviously, as mentioned before, we don't know what the raids are, so feel free to check the pinned comments below if you want to find out what all the raids are. But Tapu Bulu is going to be a new legendary. You guys are probably wondering, is this legendary good or not? I actually made a full separate video diving into Tapu Bulu if it's any good. In short, Tapu Bulu is going to be a decent grass type raid attacker and a pretty good Master League pick. But if you want to check that video out, it'll be pinned up here. Now, I definitely recommend Mega Evolving a Mega Pidgeot during this event. On screen are going to be all the Pokemon that you're going to be getting extra candy for catching in the wild if you have a Mega Pidgeot active. The only ones you're missing out on are the Nidorans and the Pikachu. If you don't know Pokemon Go, anytime you have a Mega active, any Pokemon you catch that shares a type with the Mega, you're getting an extra candy. So Mega Pidgeot is definitely going to be the best one to go after because it covers the most amount of spawns and especially covers that Togetic spawn. If you guys do need Mega Energy for Pidgeot, by the way, it is going to be in legendary raids. And if you've already Mega Evolved a Pidgeot in the past, remember you can just walk a Pokemon from the Pidgeot family and gain Mega Energy that way. Now that we're done talking about the best spawns and how to get candy for the spawns, let's talk about trading. If you don't know, if the distance between two Pokemon being traded is over 100 kilometers, each trainer is going to get 1 XL candy if they're above level 40 for the Pokemon they're giving away. So I definitely recommend you guys save, especially those good 2-kilometer egg hatches like the Riolu, the Munchlax, the Togepi, and any Pokemon you want XL candy for or regular candy for, and trade it with a friend that has distance Pokemon. If you have no friends that have distance Pokemon and you guys just have regular locally caught Pokemon, another thing you guys can do is mirror trade for Luckies. Every time you trade a Pokemon, there's a 5% chance a Pokemon goes lucky, which means they're gonna have an IV floor of 12, 12, 12, and be half the amount of stars to power up, which is really good for these rare Pokemon. Mirror trading a bunch of Riolus with a friend, for example, if you guys both hatch them, will give you guys opportunities to get some high IV Lucarios that you guys can power up for half the amount of dust for a future Mega. Finally, before transferring any Pokemon you receive from trade, or if you have no trading partner, before transferring any Pokemon, hold on to them for a future 2x transfer candy spotlight hour. We have none for the month of April, but there'll probably be one in May. And then transfer all those rare Pokemon during the 2x transfer candy spotlight hour to get some extra candy. This will definitely be worth it for Riolu because Riolu does not come around very commonly in a lot of events. Now we do have the bonus of Team Go Rocket Grunts will have more Shadow Whismurs and Shadow Exeggcutes in their parties. Now I made a video and I privated it on Shadow Exeggcute being available from the Grass Grunt. This comment on screen explains it the best, but it seems like Niantic wasn't very good at differentiating a Shadow Exeggcute from a Grunt to Shadow Exeggcute from Arlo. And since Arlo has a shiny potential on Shadow Exeggcute, people were getting shiny Shadow Exeggcutes from the Grunts. Now I believe this is patched at the time of making this video. Reports have stopped coming in. There was a bunch of reports at the start, but it seems like no one else is getting any more. But I still think you guys should be doing those Grass Grunts and trying to get those Shadow Exeggcutes because who knows, maybe Niantic will mess up again and you can get a shiny Shadow Exeggcute. If not though, Shadow Exeggcute is still a good Pokemon to get because this Saturday between 11 AM and 2 PM, you guys can evolve your Kanto Exeggcutes into your Alolan Exeggutors. Now Shadow Alolan Exeggutor with Draco Meteor, which is the move it'll get on Saturday, is actually the number 5th Dragon type raid attacker in terms of DPS. So if you have any high IV Shadow Exeggcutes, definitely save them to evolve them this weekend. Note you won't be able to get Draco Meteor since most of your Shadow Exeggcutes you're catching now will know Frustration. It's still good to have them so you could maybe use an Elite TM in the future. Also Shadow Whismur is a good Shadow to catch for the Purifier medal, which we're going to talk about in a second here. And that brings us into the medal tips for the event. If you don't need 35 Platinum medals to go from level 48 to 49 in Pokemon Go, and it's definitely worth starting on these even if you're not even close to level 48. First of all, the School Kid medal catch 2,500 normal types. There's going to be a lot of normal types spawning in the wild during the event. Definitely worth getting here. We also do have Pikachu with a Flower Crown spawning in the wild. So working on your Pikachu fan medal catch 1,000 Pikachus is going to be an easy one to complete during this event. Just catch a bunch of those Pikachus in the wild. And if you don't know if your friend catches a bunch of Pikachus and you do, you guys can actually just trade those Pikachus because receiving a Pikachu from trade does count towards this medal. We also have the Scientist medal, evolve 2,000 Pokemon. Like I mentioned before, Whismur spawning in the wild, which only costs 12 candies to evolve. So catching those Whismers and evolving this for this medal, or saving them for a 2x Evolve XP Spotlight Hour will be a good idea. The breeder medal has 2,500 eggs. Of course, we have half incubator distance, a great event to grind these eggs, especially since they're only 1 kilometer hatch to 2 kilometer eggs. So even if you don't spend money on incubators, you can actually chew through eggs during this event. The Rising Star medal, which I only need 1 more to complete. Defeat 150 species of Pokemon in raids. If there's any Pokemon that you've never done a raid for, make sure you do at least 1 raid for them, because that'll get you 1 point towards your Rising Star medal and you can complete it. Finally, Purify 500 Shadow Pokemon. Shadow Whisper will be more common from grunts, and if you don't know, Shadow Whisper is one of those Pokemon that's only 1,000 starters to purify it, so it's going to be cheap to purify those Pokemon and work on your Purifier medal during this event. And that's going to be the tips and tricks for the event. As always, guys, if I missed any, feel free to comment them below, and also I will leave links below in the description to general tips that you guys should be doing every event. Tips like the quick catch technique, how to grind a lot of Pokeballs, and how to do the buddy bounce back. Just general tips that you guys should be using in every event that I'm not going to mention in every single tips video. Hope you guys have an amazing spring into spring event, and good luck hatching those eggs. I'm really excited to get at it. And follow for tips, everyone. Peace.